Ooh, what is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I be, the good Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again, with another instant classic for that ass today. As I'm about to get back into magandang umaga, magandang gabi, magandang hapon, which means good morning, good evening, and of course, good afternoon, wherever you guys are reporting in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not one to mince words. I think there is no better time than the present to get into today's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to y'all real quick about cultural appropriation in the Philippines. Now, there's been some news that's been going around since my absence outside of the country that has got a lot of people hella triggered. I mean, Filipinos are running amok over these two particular stories that we're going to talk today. But before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to become well versed in the good Dr. Mike TV's content. Please make sure you pay attention to the Foreigner Reacts playlist that I have set up for you guys somewhere on my YouTube channel. You'll find it. I mean, seek and you shall find. All right. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I do not wish to mince words. Like I said, we got to get into it, man. Cultural appropriation is running rampant in the country right now. And there are a couple of stories that I wish to touch on from a Black African-American perspective that I think will be more than noteworthy for those that have taken the road of putting a lot of pressure on your favorite artistas in the Philippines, or even your newer up and coming artistahans, or whatever that is, coming up in the Philippines now, in reference to a couple of things that they've been going through in the last couple of weeks. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it now. Story number one follows a young up and coming child star by the name of Awra. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am familiar with Awra. Don't ask me how I'm familiar with Awra, but I am familiar with Awra. For those of you who don't know who Awra is, talking to my foreigner crowd over here, Awra is a very flamboyant child. We'll just leave it at that. Very flamboyant, very open, and in their skin, okay? 100% okay with that. But apparently, this young up-and-coming child star was caught in a bit of a scandal. Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen. A picture of the young lady by the name of Awra, who decided to braid their hair to the back, aka resemble the look of cornrows. Now, when I saw this picture, I was like, what's the issue? Show me the problem. Now, yes, ladies and gentlemen, granted, coming from the Black culture, coming from the African-American community myself, ladies and gentlemen, I know cornrows are normally something that you see in the hair of individuals who may resemble my skin complexion, darker, a little bit lighter. But when I looked at the particular picture in front of you, all it looked like to me was that the child braided their hair. So now all of a sudden it's a problem for somebody to braid their hair now? So all of a sudden you can't even put twist or braid your shit to the back anymore without people pointing at you saying, oh, you're cultural appropriating and stuff like that. I was reading some of the quotes that people were saying about this child. They were like, oh, I used to love you, but I don't like what you did to your hair. I think it's very, very disrespectful. What? All that child did was braid their hair to the back. So now you Filipinos can't wear braids in their hair anymore without people pointing at you and saying, oh, you're cultural appropriating. That's a Black thing. You can't do that. Huh? Since when? I mean, I'm trying to figure out where the balance is, ladies and gentlemen. As a Black man living amongst the culture, when I look at that picture, I'm just like, yo, so the child decided to braid their hair. Okay, so what? That's a problem? That's what you have a problem with? That's what's triggering the Philippine culture right now? And cultural appropriation? That's a Black thing? You can't touch that? What? Man. Damn, I've only been gone for a little bit, man. I didn't think that I was going to come back to everybody so hella sensitive. I mean, chill, bruh. Chill. All right? Let the child be. All right? Y'all forcing this young child. I don't know how old the young child is. But apparently, y'all forcing this this kid to apologize for what? Tell me, please tell me, what is this child apologizing for? I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, did they darken their skin a little bit? Did they let the N-word slip out of their mouth? Two top things that'll get your ass kicked real quick by somebody my skin complexion. Saying the N-word and trying to mimic or, you know, disrespect the culture. As a matter of fact, I don't even find it disrespectful. If you may have come off and said, oh, that's disrespectful, in some instances, even if I don't personally see it as cultural appropriation, some people would say, yo, the kid is honoring the culture by braiding their hair. I mean, did they say anything in the caption? Huh? Long hair, don't care? I don't know, man. What is it that got y'all triggered, people? I don't see it. Okay, I don't see it. So I think y'all need to just dial it down a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I think the whole situation in the world today got y'all super hella sensitive, and y'all just think anytime somebody does something that even resembles something that somebody of my skin complexion might do, oh, you in trouble. You shouldn't do that. That's the finger wag. That's the no-no. I'm like, bruh, relax, ladies and gentlemen. Just chill. All right, so that's the first story, ladies and gentlemen. Leave that child alone. Let that child be. He a child, okay? That is a grown child, okay? Leave the little dude alone, all right? He ain't hurt nobody. He just saw a hairstyle that he wanted to have. No different than when you girls go to a hair salon. Again, I haven't had hair since I was 6 years old. Just wanted to note that. But no different than when you guys go to the hair salon and y'all be like, ooh, I like that style right there. Is the first thing that you think is, oh, that's bad, because that hairstyle looks like something a white girl would wear, or that hairstyle looks like something a black girl would wear, oh, that's a hairstyle that a Latina chick would wear. Oh, we can't wear that style. Really? Is that the first thing that comes to mind when you be thinking about going to your hairstylist or whatever, asking them to put some type of design in your head? Nah. Okay, so y'all can dial that down just a little bit. I think that your meter is up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dial it down, like dial it for sure, a couple of notches. All right, now let's move on to the other story. Now, when I heard this one, when I saw this, actually, I was like, I really didn't see the problem here, but apparently, young, beautiful artista hun, or whatever you want to call her, young lady by the name of Liza Soberano, apparently did this Jollibee commercial. Now, in this...
People of the world! La 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 la. La 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 la. The new Jollibee Crispy Spice Fries.
In this Jollibee commercial, apparently the idea behind it, which was probably not her idea, let me make sure I note that in the beginning, the idea behind it was a Spice Girls theme. So she dressed up as different members of the Spice Girls, and then you get to Mel B. Y'all know Mel B, if you know the Spice Girls. She was damn near the only black girl in the group, okay? Let's just throw that out there. Only black girl in the group. And so she used to wear her hair in like these kinky twists with a little fro. Liza Soberano decided, hey, or her management team or whoever was doing the commercial decided, hey, let's put Liza Soberano in this little kinky twist like little fro shit and see what it looked like. I don't know about y'all, but if you ask me, she looked fine as hell. Just don't tell my girl, okay? Anyways, I looked at the picture. I was like, well, damn, she is rocking them curls. Like, dude, I was looking at her. I was like, yo, baby girl is really pulling that shit off. But then again, here go Filipino people. And I love y'all. Y'all my peoples too. Like I said, y'all my brethren and whatnot. But here come Filipino people forcing her to apologize again. Talk about, oh, you's culturally appropriating, huh? Why you gotta wear your twist like that? Why you gotta wear your hair with this afro wig? That's racist, huh? I'm like, well, damn, y'all were mad at this? Did you actually look at her in that photo? Like, did you actually watch the commercial? Or were y'all just triggered because she just wore an afro wig? It was a costume, technically, and I think where she fucked up, though, honestly, was her apology. She should not have apologized. It wasn't her fault. It was probably not her idea to do the themed video or the themed Jollibee commercial that particular way. She just did it because that's what they told her they wanted to do. That was their idea for the commercial, and she was just along for the ride. But yet and still, y'all mad at her. What y'all mad for? I mean, as far as I saw, I didn't see any darkening of the skin around the face in order to resemble this particular young lady. I mean, maybe the skin was a little tannish, okay? Is that really enough for you to call racist, though? Dude, Filipinos go stand outside in the sun. As hot as it is in the Philippines, if you stand outside in the sun for like 10 damn seconds, man, I promise you, your skin will probably look the exact same way it did on her. It wasn't as if I saw any facial makeup or bronzer or whatever you ladies like to use that made her face or her skin complexion look a little bit darker than it normally would. But yet and still, even if it did, she was able to pull it off because she looked bad as hell to me. I'm not offended and I'm black. So I'm trying to figure out, Filipinos, what's wrong? What is wrong? Why is y'all so sensitive, yo? I want y'all to just dial it down a little bit, people. Please, just scale it back, man. Everything that Filipinos do is not cultural appropriation. Chillax. Trust me when I tell you, man, sometimes it's not as bad as you think it is. Now, I do appreciate you guys coming to the defense of somebody who might look like me. Not to my defense particularly, but I do appreciate you guys coming to the defense of. But everything that you guys do or somebody in your culture does that may in one way or another reflect my culture in one way, shape, or form is not cultural appropriation. It's not racist. It's not as bad or dramatic as you guys make it seem. I mean, I think Twitter is toxic, man, because y'all be going ham on people. You know, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, the whole cultural appropriation topic of conversation can always be blown way out of proportion. And I want you guys to understand, from a black perspective, I honestly didn't see anything wrong with it. You know, I also did come across one quick story that I did want to share with you guys. Apparently, Filipinos are calling cultural appropriation on 3 white guys who opened a bar in the United States and called it Barcada. They were like, how dare these white guys steal our name or our word and use it to name their store. That's cultural appropriation. But as much as I love you guys, as much as I love Filipino people, do y'all not know that the word barcada is more or less a Spanish word, right? It's a Spanish word first. Probably before it was a word used in the Philippines, it was a Spanish word first. Now, I want y'all to feel me on this one. I want to bring it back a couple of centuries ago, long time ago, when the Spanish was doing their thing in the country. Now, and I wanted you guys to understand this, and I'm saying this with as much respect as humanly possible, but a lot of things that you guys adopted in your own cultural identity are things that you may have basically adopted from certain particular cultures. Some things you may have gotten from the Americans when they were in the Philippines. A lot of the things you got from the Spanish, like the majority of the Filipino words are predominantly Spanish. If you go to Zamboanga, the dominant language is Spanish. So I don't want you guys to always feel as if anything that's happening, you feel like somebody's trying to steal your identity. Maybe those guys, that wasn't their intent. You understand? Sometimes that's not the way that it is. So, you know, I want you guys to ease up on the cultural appropriation, guys. I think we could just scale it back and dial it down a little bit. Sometimes it's not as dramatic as you guys make it out to seem. This is coming from a black guy who's sensitive about every damn thing. Nah, I'm joking. I'm not too sensitive about a lot of things. But when I see these 2 pictures, plus I hear the story about the Barcada situation in the United States with the bar owners, I think to myself, sometimes you need to be okay with people paying homage. Sometimes. You can tell the difference between paying homage, doing something that they think looks good, and when they're really trying to be disrespectful. And in any of these stories, as far as I'm concerned, at least in reference to, you know, the young up and coming child star, and of course, the lady that would have been my fiance if I didn't meet my girl, Liza Soberano. Yeah. I think we can chill. We can bring that down a notch. All right. So I hope this answers questions from a black perspective. Foreigner reacts, man. I think it's just not as dramatic as people are making it out to be. I've showed these pictures to my friends, and I've showed these pictures to other members of my family, and nobody seems to have an issue with it. I mean, I haven't seen anybody from my area or from my neck of the woods on this side of the world triggered as much as I've seen Filipino people triggered. I don't know if it's like a snowball effect where you see one person get triggered and then everybody else needs to get triggered, but it don't have to be a triggering reaction. Okay? This is coming from the good doc. Somebody who was all about Philippine culture, man. Somebody who spent 10 years of his life there. So I know my people. Y'all could chill just a minute, y'all. Dial it down. I'm with you, okay? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, you know the rules. Keep the likes up. Do what you got to do. All right, so share the video. I think that anybody who has a triggering issue with it, I think they should know about this one. You should share this video with anybody who's triggered over that. And share it to somebody who's triggered so that they can understand black people is okay with it. At least this black guy's okay with it. I can't speak from all my people, but for the people that I did ask about the pictures and I showed them the commercials and stuff, they won't really pressed about it, all right? I just think y'all gotta, you know, figure it out, all right? So don't take it so damn personal sometimes, all right? We love you, y'all love us. We all one big happy cultural family in this bitch, all right? So with that being said, the good doc is officially out. I at least not go by alone, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.